Live. What's going on, everybody? All y'all one. Hey, Ifiremi. Hello. Thank you very much for joining today. Beautiful Friday. Beautiful Friday. Welcome. All right. So, how was your guys' week? I'm gonna just check on our Instagram here to see if there's any questions that I can answer to start off. Just me by myself. Kroy has left. He went to Vitilevu, maybe. And Tui is still in Tonga with his private jet and all his fancy stuff that we didn't know about. So that's cool. And Steph is home. Steph and the kids are home. So my wife and kids are home from Canada. So that's nice to be back together with them again. So here we go. Alrighty. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? Sorry, guys. I'm just checking. I'm checking all the questions on Instagram here. What's up, Bula Arshia? Hey, what's up? Bula Fremi, you get the award for being. I wish there was like an award you could get for like being the first person here. Nightfall, Bula. How are you guys doing? What should we chat about today? What is on your guys' minds? What is upsetting you? Oh, you guys might notice I'm rocking the hat, and I got something to show you. So while we were in Canada, we got a full shipment of these for you guys. So these are we're gonna be launching our little online store soon. So we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff like these really nice high quality snapback hats. So you got the trucker hat with the snapback on it with the Waka logo, and of course it's got to be the Yupong, right? Yupong snapback. It's only one way to go when it comes to snapback. So we went all the way. So they're not available yet, but we're hoping to launch all of our merch in hopefully mid-September, end of September. So we're gonna have Sulus, custom Waka Sulus. We are going to have shirts. We're gonna be doing the hat to take the hat off, but this is the hat anyways. This one's a little bit dirty, but we're doing the hats, Sulus. We're gonna be doing umbrellas. The umbrellas are pretty cool actually. So it's a totally blacked out umbrella with the logo on it. So we've had quite a time getting all the samples and stuff together. So I wanted the black umbrella because I think that'd be the best. Don't use the umbrella necessarily for rain. Sometimes we just use it for sun. So the darker the umbrella, the more shade, right? So and it'll stay clean and look pretty cool for a long time. So Bula Gay, Bula. Malolele. Hey, Tui from Tonga. Yeah. Got his private jet parked out there. He's just killing it, killing the game, not telling us about his life, which is cool. No hard feelings. So yeah, what are we doing? We're gonna be doing shirts, hats, Sulus, and umbrellas. And then in a few weeks we'll figure out what we want to add to the collection, and then we'll add something. Might even do a jersey of some sort. I don't know. We'll see. So let me start off with a question from you guys. It's kind of weird. Like I'm doing this by myself. I'm just like talking. There's not even somebody to look at here. Usually I can at least look at Twee or somebody, but it's just me and you guys today. Hey, what's up, Jessica? Bula from Brisbane. Bula. Okay, well, seeing as how I just said hello to you, let's answer one of your questions. When's your next podcast and vlog coming out? I missed them. Yeah, so sorry. There was a funeral in the village this week, and there's a couple hundred or a few hundred people here. So there's a ton of kids, and our house is like the kids' house for whatever reason. So it's been like a full-on daycare for the last three days. So I've kicked all the kids out, but they're still going to be making a lot of noise in the background. That's why we're doing it inside again today. So my apologies. I know the set isn't as cool as outside, but okay, yeah, podcasts and vlogs. Usually we a vlog a week and a podcast. I don't know what I did. I was working I have a hard drive with all the stuff on it. I think we had three podcasts, four vlogs, all my drone footage on this hard drive. Last time I remember using it was in the Nandi airport when we were leaving to go to Canada. And then when we got to Canada, I couldn't find it. I thought it might have been just in a pocket of a bag that um, I'd had left at the original place we were staying, but no. So get that green screen back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, so it's too bad because, like I said, I had a lot of drone footage on there. I had a couple podcasts and a few vlogs that we had filmed, like really cool vlogs too. So yeah, basically just waiting for Tui to get back so that we can start filming again. Um, so we'll be this next week we'll be recording a podcast and doing a vlog as well. So I'm disappointed. It's a bit of a sore spot for me right now because yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff on there, but I don't understand. Like I should maybe like I don't know if there's is there lost and found at the Nandi airport or like do you guys? I was actually thinking of making a post like is there like on our Facebook and Instagram and seeing if like anybody n- just like making a post to call out to say hey is there a lost and found, does anybody know where stuff that gets forgotten goes to at the airport, because like it's not really of anything of any value to anybody. It's not like I forgot cash or like a phone or a computer or something like that. So yeah, if you guys know of anybody that I could even call at the airport or something that where they would put all that kind of stuff, that'd be helpful because I'd like to see maybe if it got left there. How is it having Steph and the kids back? It's been awesome. Yeah, it's been it's been great. I didn't really realize how much of a softie I am. I guess just being alone, so emotional, um, emotionally unstable because of emotional damage. So yeah, I don't do well by myself apparently anymore. Do you know a good importer I can sell my dollar or yangon to? A good importer. So I assume that's an exporter out of Fiji. I do not actually. Um, yeah, I do not. Uh, us one day, but one thing at a time here, one thing at a time. So we're going to we're going to be launching something in Suva in the next few months. So keep you guys posted on that. Did you ever find the missing drone from a year ago? The missing drone. Yeah, well, the vlog that we filmed where we lost the drone, we also went and found the drone. So yeah, the drone was found. It was just like a two or it was like is like flying at this look at this waterfall, and then we lost it. So yeah, yeah, and then Tui left me. Yeah, I know everybody's leaving. Karoy's left me, just me by myself on my mat in this water, in this fancy new jug that Stephanie got me, Costco. So on here, can you guys see that? It says like 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m. So I've already gone through today actually because I was out on the farm. So I'm good. I probably won't drink tomorrow. According to this bottle, I don't have to drink tomorrow. So I'm already at like 2 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, Jess was the one who found all the incriminating pictures of Tui. So never trust your employees. You know, it's so funny. I don't know if you guys saw that on Facebook, but like, mm, I'm a pretty even though me and Norm have never met, I've met Jess, but like I'm a pretty sarcastic person to my detriment sometimes. And obviously like sarcasm doesn't fly in Fiji, so usually I don't use that side of my humor for communication. And it was hard for Stephanie, to like when we first met, like to understand my sense of humor. And that's probably not her fault. That's probably my fault. But like that post that I made about like, don't train your employees because like they might leave you. It's like um yeah, some people take it seriously. Like there was a few people who were like, I totally disagree. Like that's like such a small-minded mindset not to train your employees. Like how can you, you know, not pass on the knowledge and like want to like build into them and grow them? And I'm like, I lost all my energy. I was like, oh, even even though it was only like a couple out of like thousands, but it was still like I have no energy for this. So I know that Norm Norm got it, and Jess understood, and probably most of you, actually, most everybody understood. But then, yeah, I just feel like it's so freaking clear that I was being sarcastic, but it doesn't work. I just wanted to ask you if you have any info on how foreigners go about getting a work visa in Fiji. I have a Canadian crew on our sailing boat and want to get some info on how it works. Thanks. Uh, yeah. So, to my knowledge, if you want to get a work visa in Fiji, like the company that would be doing the hiring has to prove that there is um, nobody in Fiji that could do the job. So you have to actually put out a job uh, application. You have to put out all of the things that you're looking for in somebody, and you would basically need to make it look like no, make it be basically be impossible. Like pretty much like a Canadian crew. Like I don't know if you could, but you it would be something like this. Like we require them to be competent with sailing. They must have known how to um, they must have learned how to sail on the west coast of Canada. They have to have good English. They have to know how to use Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. Like, like all this stuff that um like, just put a couple things in there that are like totally outlandish. It's like clearly nobody in Fiji will have learned how to sail on the west coast of Canada. So you have to like actually make it like so it's impossible to like hire somebody from here, and you have to actually run the job interviews and have proof of it, and then you hire this person, and then you have to provide that proof. Um, but there's a checklist actually that if you email me at advice@wakafarms.com, then I can actually send you a checklist of things because I'm actually having that conversation with somebody right now, so I might have some information for you. How much did you start off with Dallo farming? Yeah, so it's a long story, kind of. Well, yeah, I made some mistakes for sure with that one. Um, Probably went too big too quickly. And again, because I was going off of what everybody said, like you just plant it, the market's there, and then when it came time, to harvest farms for like not a cooperative or you know be a major company. So I'd probably recommend just starting with like 3 to 5 thousand Dallo, and then um, just making sure figuring out your prices and how, like, say if you're going to sell it to agri marketing, um, you know, it depends where you're planting too, because agri marketing will come and pick it up from you. So like somebody like agri marketing is perfect, even though the prices are a little low. People say like there's a lot of rejects, but I've gone through the way that they scale all of the Dallo and their grading system, and it's really good. Like you get decent money, and they buy a lot. When when I was when I planted, when the amount of time it took me to like get going with agri marketing and other purchasers, it was too late, and yeah, we ended up losing a lot of the dough. So um, yeah, but there's a gentleman who was very very helpful for me. His name is Nemaya. He's agri marketing. He's in charge of agri marketing in Vanuatu. So if you're in Vanuatu, I can give you his number. He was really cool. He came and showed us everything as far as like how they grade it and all that stuff. So, um, how much is it to hire a tractor if you want to plow your farm? So right now, we hire the tractor out at $110 an acre for plowing. We don't go by the hour because that just uh, hmm, seems like it would be unfair to people because then I could just go slowly and charge you a lot. Like so it just seems more straightforward. So I use a GPS tool to measure the field so that it's not like guesswork, because actually it works in people's favor a lot because people think like this is an acre, and usually it's only like zero point 0.7. Like an acre is usually bigger than what people think in my experience. Like very very rarely do people think like an acre is a smaller space. Like it's always way bigger, and people are like, "Oh, so this you mean this is only 1.5 acres?" Like I thought this was like 3 acres. So that's how it that's how it works out. So it's $110 for plowing. I mean, before it was like I was charging 85, but like the diesel price is like doubled since a couple of years ago. So I had to go up. $100 for harrow, $100 for dari, like making the rows, and then $150 for the rotavator per acre. So $150 because it uses way more diesel because it actually powers off the PTO shaft at the back of the tractor. So you're driving the tractor and driving the rotavator, which is spinning. So, but the thing with, and I don't want to bore you guys a lot with like farming stuff, but I'll just highlight this quickly. Like the key, I don't know if you're looking to um, hire my tractor or not, Junior, but like when you do it, just give yourself some time. Like there's so many people who will call me and be like, "Hey, I need this this week because I want to plant it on the weekend when the kids are off of school, like on school holidays." And it's like, well, like number one, you still have to spray or burn, um, and that's going to take time. And then you want me to plow, harrow, and drill it, like put the daris or the rows in it, like within a few days. So like the best thing that I found that works is, and everybody has their technique, but for me, what I found works is like prepping the land is key. Like before you even start plowing, get rid of as much grass as you can. I have the slasher, and I was actually just out using it today, and it does an awesome job. So I take down all the grass, cut it all up, and it cuts it up into like little fine pieces, and then that all just I can just run the plow over it like the same day, and it's basically just compost, right? It just churns all that back into the soil. And then what I'll do is usually I'll wait for at least a week just to let some of those weeds just to start growing, and then I'll cross plow it in the opposite direction. So most people want to plow like double harrow. So they plow harrow, and then they put the rows. I found, and it's really not to my advantage because I don't make as much money, but what I recommend is just plowing, letting it sit, then plowing it again because harrowing, yeah, it breaks up the soil, but like it's the harrows that we have in Fiji don't churn the soil like a so in my opinion, all you're doing with a harrow is you're actually like you're making a lot of passes over the ground and you're just compacting it and packing it down. So instead of that, plow it, and then the second thing you'll do is plow it again, just in the opposite direction. And so you'll actually get like all the soil turned over again. And what that does is like those little weeds that just started growing up in that week or 2 weeks. If you can wait 2 weeks, even better. 3 weeks, even better. Just to let those weeds get a bit bigger. When you do the second plow, it turns everything over and exposes the roots of those weeds that are growing to the sun, and it kills more weeds. Then you wait a couple weeks, and then we rotivate. And rotivated makes it into like really fine, like sand, almost like really. And that's what you need for good like soil to seed contact. So that's what's going to get you your really good germination is when the soil is fine. So everybody who like I have lots of people who want to skip, they want to save like $100. They don't want to do the double plow, or they don't want to pay the extra for the rotivator. They just want to like plow, harrow, and put the rows in. And like it works. Like for cassava, it's okay, but like when you skip out, you save a couple $100 on the front end. Like that'll cost you so much more on the back end. Like so just like take your time, spend the extra couple $100 to get that good soil to seed contact. And I think it pays off hugely. So that's my plowing rant for anybody who cares. Probably most of you don't. Were you showing me something? Oh, okay. You're here. This is nice. Do you want to join?
No, I'll just watch.
Okay, you just watch. Wow. Just gonna laze around in the background. Okay, Steffi's here. What's the best advice you can give for someone who wants to start off adala farming or watermelons and ginger? So ginger, I would not recommend getting into that. From what I've heard from people, like there's a lot of people who are promised all these things with ginger because it's such a good market. Like like it's so expensive overseas. And then I've talked to numerous amounts of people, countless people that planted ginger. I talked to a guy in I think he plants in Tailevu. He's 80,000, and then it came time to like find sell it, and then he couldn't sell it. There's nobody to buy it, but he was told to plant all this stuff. And it's because like they were told like, oh, Australia and New Zealand will take it. The problem with what I found out was that Australia can Australia can grow its own ginger. So there's like a ginger farmers association in Australia, and they don't want foreign ginger coming in because the risk is that it brings in diseases, right? So you also that's number one. Number two, it's competition with a market that they can have themselves, and so it's hard to. It wouldn't make sense. It's definitely going to be harder to export something to a country that they can make it there, right? So ginger, I would stay away from if you're going to pick ginger or turmeric, like one of those kind of like I don't actually know what they're called, like the plants. They kind of look the same, right? They're both like roots, and so I would always pick turmeric because one thing I learned is that um, ginger, although turmeric and ginger look almost exactly the same, ginger when you plant it, it actually grows up and out, and so you have to keep using the kudari, like the hoe, to like bury it, like hill it up, hill the dirt up, hill the dirt up. Whereas turmeric, when you plant it, actually grows down. So a lot of even though they appear to be the same, when you pull them up, they look the same. Obviously, one's orange and one's like white inside, but they grow very differently, and the amount of investment that's required as far as like maintenance is way less with the turmeric side than is with the ginger. So that's something to factor in as well. Something that I learned. Watermelons can be good if you got the right contacts. There's definitely some guys around here who do really well with watermelons. I know watermelon does really well in the sugarcane fields because it really likes the blend B and C NPK blends that they use for the sugarcane fertilizer. So usually it does really well there. Um, yeah, yeah. Just email me if you guys got any advice at Waka Farms. I'll try to get back to you guys. Um, to be honest, man, you're like the best for all Fijian men here, especially farming business and your family as well. Oh, thank you. Um, I'm flattered. I don't know about that, but I'm just telling you guys. Like I said, I've failed big time, and even with the sandalwood stuff, like we're learning, but like I'm hoping to like just be able to pay the dummy tax, once, learn from our mistakes, and then like share it with you guys. So you guys, it'd be silly for us all to make the same mistakes, right? And like, there's such a huge market out there for what we grow in Fiji. Like, it's not like I'm losing business or losing opportunities because I like share the ideas. So why not? Let's just talk about it. What's your advice farming? Like you said in one of your videos, plant for something. Oh, yeah. So plant enough for the thieves, for the pigs, and for your family. I think that's what I said. Hey.
Something like that.
Yeah. So because people when you start growing at scale, people are going to steal from you. The pigs are going to come and eat some of it, and then you know some of it will be for family, whether that's to sevu, for your first crops. Sevu being like what you give your first crops back to, like you know so usually the Torani Matangali or somebody in the village. Sevu to the church as well, like your first crops to the church. So yeah, and then functions like if say like if we planted cassava at scale, dalo at scale, and then when it comes to stuff, like you're the first person to get asked, hey, can you give some dalo for this thing? It's like, okay, well, you kind of have to either plan for it or say no, and sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you give a price, but you definitely have to draw a line in the sand when it comes to like doing things with your family around. Do I sell organic manures? No, I do not. But what's the company that we work with? Organic Plus. Organic Plus. Robert Hayes is who you want to talk to at Organic Plus. So just look them up on Facebook. That is an amazing manure. We have a bottle, but it's outside. But yeah, look up Organic Plus on Facebook, man. He'll take care of you. It's so good. It's so good.
They sell it at where it is.
Yeah, A Hussein. Yeah, you can get it at A Hussein in Labasa. You get it at A Hussein in uh, in Suva, and they also distribute it at multiple different places. It's it's so good actually, and it's really cool because it's actually so Organic Plus actually did a bunch of research with a university out of Lethbridge, Alberta, which is really close to where we live in Canada, and with some scientists there, and they came up with this like really unique system for creating this like nobody else has. It's like totally their own, that nobody else in the world has, and this fertilizer, like it really works. Like it works so good. So it's been fun to actually have them as partners, especially with the Office Boy Farm and stuff like that. So Organic Plus, check them out. And It's really, really affordable actually because you dilute it so much. Like I think we used what was it, 20 liters for 500, and it made 500 liters, and you only have to apply like 50 to 70 mLs. One, two, that's like an eighth of a cup. So it's like this tiny little like little shot glass basically. You just like you have to apply. So it goes a long, long ways. Advice for planting cucumbers. Oh, I wish I knew. I actually don't know much about cucumbers, to be honest with you. Um, Normally says my favorite gingers are Ed Sheeran and Jessica Chastain. Yeah, they are. They'd be the most famous gingers, and they grow up, not down, right? Yeah. Um, yeah. What do I think of pig farming? Pig farming can be good, eh?
Oh,
It seems like it could be good. I'd get into pig farming if
I would plant cassava to feed my pigs.
yeah, probably. Yeah, like Steph said, I'd probably plant cassava to feed the pigs. Um, and like feed them often. Probably buy a machine to like break it up for them. Um, Instead of because you can spend a lot of money on food like meal mix and stuff for pigs. So if you just figure out good ways to like feed them, so that didn't cost you an arm and a leg, and then you could. The thing about pigs is that they have huge litters. Like when a pig gives birth, it's at least five usually, if not more, like
Yeah.
piglets. And so you get a really, really good turnover. They grow fast, and there's lots of them when they're birth, and like a big one goes for like $1,000 here. And so that's less than, it's like a year old. And so if you have to build a pig pen, that kind of stuff. But I would, I think it can be good. How many chickens for cassava do you have the 3 months stems? Uh, what does that mean? Do you have the 3 month stems? How many chickens are left? Less than there were. Now the same amount as when you left. Actually, I haven't killed anymore, but I don't know where the chickens have been. They haven't really been coming up here. They must be down where like they're doing all the cooking
I realized they were
because that's where all the food is, probably. Uh, your actual surname? No, it's not. My surname is Batsirsari. Waka is just the name of our company because we were coming back to our roots, and so that's why our tagline is "It's in our roots." Felt like we were kind of coming back to, uh, yeah, where I, you know, was born, where I started, where my dad is from, and I just felt like we were coming back to our roots. So that's why we chose the name Waka. Actually, did you see that person? Tui, did you see that person
Yeah.
on
Instagram.
Instagram on the our pin video?
Yeah.
So if you guys go on Instagram on one of our pin videos, I was explaining that Waka is not our last name. It's just the name of the brand, the name that we chose for our brand. And she's like, "How could you use like a hi hi what hi Hiwaki something like I think it's a New Zealand word, but she's like,
Yeah,
it's
I
so
think she gets Maori.
she must be Maori, and she got like all racial. She's like, not all skin, not all kin are skin, not all skin
Our kin.
are kin, and it's like she like got all like yeah, she's too woke. Yeah, she got like so worked up, and I'm like, whoa. And then there was a guy in the comments. He was like, um, look, they didn't go with. They're not using Waka because of the Maori name, like word. They're using Waka because of what it means in Fijian. And she's like getting all. It's like, whoa. Just watch the video. Like we're in Fiji, not in New Zealand, and like it's just like so funny, just over a word. I'm like, well, I guess I have to run it by the whole world. Make sure that this word doesn't offend anybody in the whole world. She's like, you're using it for corporate gain. It's like, oh my gosh.
I wish there was more corporate games.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Uh, how much is it for a whole pizza? It's $35 for a whole pizza. Actually, man, the coffee shop was busting today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they had like 5 pizzas ordered like in like a few minutes. Well, I was there.
Oh.
So it was good. Um, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. Norm. That's too good, actually. Was farming always your dream to become a farmer? Actually, oh, his picture's over there. Do you want to go get? Can you go get his picture? So no, farming. It wasn't always my dream to become a farmer. I don't like. For me, I don't really care what we do. It just has to make money, and it needs to employ people. And so
No,
it,
it's stuck on the wall.
it's stuck on the wall.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Tape under it.
Oh, just pull the tape back. It's just tape. I just taped the bottom of it. So I this thing was like actually originally kind of like driven into being because of my first cousin, my cousin brother Eliki, who our oldest son is named after.
You realize it was
Oh yeah, okay. There's a picture of me. So this is him. If you guys can see that, there you go. So that's Eliki. That's me and him in the background there. That was the last picture we actually ever had together in 2013. So 10. This was a 10-year anniversary of his death. He was murdered, and me and him were like really really close growing up, and so we he had plans to like he was loved agriculture, and every time we come home it was like talking about like his dreams, and he's going to buy a vehicle, and he had planted thousands of pineapple, lots of cassava, and he was always going to the market. Like he was actually doing it really well at a large scale kind of way back when. And then yeah, when he was murdered in uh in 2013, I was like, so part of this, I guess, is like a legacy thing for me. Like I want his legacy to live on, and so um, yeah, that's probably the farming aspect for me. Is that like I know that Eliki probably would have done this, right? And so I want to make sure that like yeah, I do it, and so it's not necessarily the most feasible thing all the time, and it's hard to figure out because it would have been really really nice if he was around because he knew like it was going to be that was the whole plan, right? Was it he we would invest in him and we'd do this together. But so now just kind of figuring it out on our own, and doing as much as we can. So mom and dad are the other half of our company. We'll be moving here in about 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and so dad is really really passionate about agriculture. I think that's also a big thing. Is like your passion. I think I've had a lot of frustrations with agriculture, and it's hard to get off the ground and provide employment opportunities in the beginning. And so that's why we're trying our hand at some other things so that we can like build up the capital to like funnel it back into the agriculture. And so yeah, so having dad here will definitely be helpful. It's hard to find people who can just take initiative and tell me what needs to be done on the farm because like I'm running around all over the place, answering emails and doing social media stuff and coffee shop and all this stuff. um and so yeah, it, Karoy is definitely has a lot of potential, and so that's why he's on the farm with us right now, and I'm hoping that yeah he can we can I can build him up, and then when dad comes, like they'd be really good in working together. I think so. Um, yeah, how many siblings do I have? I have one sister actually, only a sister. She's 2 years younger than me. Yeah, people always say that me and Aliki look alike. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Huh?
She knows.
Huh? It's the nose. Yeah. Yeah. So and then also like that's why we
Flat chin. Like you have a wide.
a wide chin.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a model jawline.
Yeah, but you have a wide chin.
No, I don't like that.
Hey, what's your
It's the nose, he says. But my jaw, it's so good. Such a strong
Oh
jawline.
my gosh. It's the vanity that keeps it strong.
It's the vanity that keeps us strong. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Both our kids have Fijian names. So yeah. So Eliki. So that was kind of I wanted his legacy also to kind of like live on like through one of my sons. So that's why we named our oldest son Eliki, and our youngest son we named Sevanaya after my grandfather. So both of them have Fijian names. So it's funny because when people don't know us, like we introduce ourselves, like people are always like Seva, this white guy is Seva. But it's funny. Seva looks like he's grown a few inches over the past months. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I was just saying the same exact thing. So yeah, Do they love living in? They freaking love living in Fiji. They love living in Fiji. It's it's so good for the kids. Like everything costs money back in Canada. You want to do something, it costs money. If you want the kids to have fun, it costs money. Like you got to drive somewhere, you got to make plans, you got to pay to get into somewhere. You got to like. But here it's like 8 hours a day they've been playing, haven't spent a cent, and having the time of their life.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. The village is pretty sweet for that. I won't say all of Fiji is like that. Like I don't think the city. So we're gonna be launching in Suva coming up here in a few months, and I'm not looking forward to that aspect like with the family because I don't know like
It's
what
city life.
yeah city life. Like I'm not really a big city guy. So um I thought you asked, do you have any vaccines in our coffee shop? We do not have vaccines in our coffee shop.
What do you
We
mean?
no, he says vacancies. I'm like, do you have any
Oh.
vaccines in our coffee shop? Like, uh, I always have vacancies. I'm always hiring the right people. So there's always space for the right people in our company.
And before December,
And
hopefully we'll have the second shop, and we'll need a lot of.
yeah, so yeah, and before December when we're opening the second shop in Suva, we're gonna have people. Um, yeah, so we're gonna get into some current events, seasonal workers, and extramarital affairs. Fiji Ministry of Employment is aware of seasonal workers who go overseas and engage in extramarital affairs and neglect their families back home. Yeah, shocking. Uh, while appearing on Fiji Times online platform, Employment Minister Agni Deo Singh said he had also received complaints from concerned families back home. I have a maternal grandfather come to me to complain that the son-in-law out there is not connecting anymore, not sending money, not answering their calls. And the daughter and 3 kids are now being looked after by him, and he's an old man. So what we've done, we've called up the employer and said, look, you deduct and send the money. Well, that's not how that works, unfortunately. We have talked to the employer and we have said we will make this arrangement. If you play up, then we will have to get those strict rules in place. So this is the grandfather that's saying this? Like, but that's just not how it works. Like that person is employed. Like the family doesn't get to come and be like, hey, he's not sending us money anymore. It's like that's not our problem. He works, we pay him. Like, I don't know how that works actually. Like, I think it's disgusting and it's totally gross, and the guy should be ashamed of himself. But like, there's just like lines. I don't know how that works. I mean, is there a clause in these scheme things where people go work overseas that like if they cheat on their wives or husbands or whatever, like they have to get sent home? I doubt that that's probably totally against like all. They're probably breaking all the HR rules if they had to do something like that. But in Fiji, you do see like things like we are looking for a 23-year-old Indian girl to cook in our restaurant. It's like so specific, also offensive. Because like, what if I want to cook in your restaurant? I don't meet any of those requirements. So, um, yeah, Ephraim, yeah, send over your CV. Yeah, um, you have good skill. I have good skills in doing Subway and sandwiches. Oh, okay. We might actually be doing something like that, maybe, but not subs. Maybe next time they should just send single people. Yeah, I don't know what the best way to tackle this is. I know that single people would definitely help. I think, yeah, I think maybe people are just kind of at a loss for like to do how to get. So this is why I want to start actually like like kind of giving you guys a bit of insight in like where we want to go. Like we want to start doing some like events and conferences and stuff, just like teaching people, bringing in people, or just like having conversations, answering questions, so people can like start their own businesses and feel inspired to not feel inspired, but like get educated. And like it's not uh rocket science, I guess. And this is how you can do it. This is how you can do it so that you don't have to leave the country. So we want to do some of those things in the upcoming years. And so But events planning and that kind of stuff is like a whole nother beast. But we think that that would be something that might be helpful to people to kind of build the economy up. And I think there'd probably be some businesses that would sponsor that kind of stuff too. So we could rent some event centers, or even if it's like conference rooms at the hotels in Suva or something like that. Like, I think we could have some fun with that. Uh, yeah. Before I move on, so that let's just continue reading here. Um, Mr. Singh said there have also been instances in which workers were encouraged to abscond from their duties, which also reflected badly on the country. He said such problems were being addressed as they emerged. Um, the And to better equip workers with the skills and knowledge they need to carry out their work overseas, Mr. Singh said they wanted to improve the pre-departure preparation, including psychological preparation to ensure workers know what to expect. This, he said, included religious and spiritual assistance. I think a very good opportunity is where all our churches from the entire Pacific are involved and committed to assisting us with pastoral care out there. It makes a difference because our people are strong in their church beliefs, and pastoral care of that nature will see that they do not fall by the wayside, which sometimes happens. Yeah, I think that could help. I don't know. I don't know if that makes it any easier for people to go overseas. Like, the whole makes it really easy, but you have to go through like psychological and spiritual preparation 101 before you go. That might like seems like another step to get people overseas. It's so like, yeah, people are strong in church beliefs, obviously not strong in morality. So there's a difference in just like, knowing it and then living it, So yeah. What do I miss most of Canada? Uh the deep friendships I have with people that I have history with, and being able to like go deep like right now. So one of my questions that I but like the we like my close friend group, like it we can have really intimate conversations, and I miss that. And a question that I would always I love telling people to ask other people, if you're actually like interested in having real conversation, because I tell you guys, like, most conversation in Fiji is so surface level. It's like it's disgusting. It's like and people, it's not disgusting. People just never get past it, and we always just kind of stay here when our friendships could be like super super high level and like help us progress, and we're just always talking about just kind of like what's going on, in the world and society, and the weather and stuff like that, and never actually asking like, how are you doing, how are you actually doing. So yeah, the question that you guys should try asking somebody this week is, what's important to you right now, and how are you dealing with it. That question always like starts the coolest conversations, I find. So, what's important to you right now, and how are you dealing with it? So, like, if it's Norm, I'd be like, hey, dude, like, how's it going? Like, what's important to you? Like, what's going on in your life right now? Like, what's important to you? And, like, how are you dealing with that? And then it's like, whoa, that cuts. And then you gotta when you answer that question, it's gonna be a deep answer, and that really it's a super open ended question to get the conversation going. When do you plan on doing those workshops? Um, like I said, no real plans yet. That's just something that I think I foresee in the future, because we enjoy sharing knowledge, and if we could build a platform for knowledge to be shared, like, it doesn't have to come from us. Like, it can come from other people as well. I don't know. There's very few business people in Fiji that I look up to or respect. Um, and we end up working with most of them, the guys who we do. And so, yeah, it'd be really cool to like, bring on guys or girls, women, men who have a lot of experience, and just to do like a quick kind of lesson, and then like a Q&A, and just like help people who are curious, hustlers. So, do you also do chili farming? Yeah, we do chili farming, actually. Just the jungly chilies at the moment. We do. Fijian people are going overseas for work. Little did they know the farm has a lot to offer. Yeah, yeah. So you kind of like there's that thing that I always say, like, you can either, spend your life, building your dreams if you work for, or you can build somebody else's dreams. And nothing's wrong with it. It's just like, you know, it's ironic to like leave the free land if you're a person who has access to free land and go somewhere else to work on somebody else's farm where you could be doing it yourself on your own farm, on your own terms. No, no, but like, so I know people personally who the wife and all the kids are here. The husband goes overseas. He's there, grew up with no father figure, no man in the house, and then for whatever reason, like they're still scrounging around for money. Like they're still trying to make money just to get by, and it's like, so what's the use of like your dad or your husband going overseas for you not to like live it up or like have everything you need at all times? Like, what are we doing here? And like, there's nothing like this particular people, like they don't have anything to show for it. Like they don't have a house, no vehicle, no nothing. And it's like, that is the type of person that needs somebody to ask them that question, like, what's going on with you right, in your life right now, and how are you dealing with it? Because people don't get asked those questions because we're afraid to ask those questions to people. I'd like to join one of your workshops. Yeah, it'd be fun. I think we could have a bunch of people out. So, teams still awaiting prize money stuck in Sabsabu. Oh. The Dominion Brothers Rugby Club, winners of the Hidden Paradise Sabsabu Sevens that was held over the weekend, have expressed their concerns over not receiving any prize money. The club had an under-21 team and a main team, both of which played and won 6 matches each. Their teams are owed 6,000 each. Wow. So that's some good like prize money. That's good. I also want to do that one day. I want to have our own Waka like rugby tournament.
So my question is, why are they stuck? What was their plan if they didn't win?
So Stephanie's saying, "Here, I'll turn this mic on so you can say that." It's funny, but it's a good.
I just showered and I'm not coming on screen, but I was saying, like, if they didn't win, how are they planning on like getting home without the prize money? Like, why are they stuck? That's what I'm like. I don't really understand what happened.
Yeah, they're like, guys, we're going with no return tickets. We have to win. Like, that's a good way to like put pressure on the team. Like, you guys want to go home? You better win. Who wants this more? You want to go home to your families? You better leave it all on the field.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that. Like just just putting it all out there. Trainer Epeli Male finds this disappointing as the teams put in a lot of hard work to be part of the competition. They say they might swim home by next Wednesday if they don't get the funds. I'm just kidding.
What are you talking about?
Oh no, somebody's gonna think I'm serious and they're actually gonna get angry. They're not swimming home, guys. Okay. The players are still waiting, so we're still looking for the event organizer. We looked for him, and he said that the prize money still has not been signed by. Period. Not too sure, but I think one of the bosses from the town council is Sabsabu. Miley criticizes the organizers for the lack of consideration towards the teams who made sacrifices to participate. As of now, the players are still waiting for a call from the Hidden Paradise, the organizer. They need the cash prize to return to Suva, as most of them only paid for one-way boat fare.
What?
Attempts to get comments from this James Vunituranga have been unsuccessful. Oh, this is legit. These people literally came here, one-way ticket. Dude, they did it.
So our joke was their reality.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, and they won.
You can imagine,
so,
like, you just like, we won.
Props to
We're
them.
gonna get to go home to see our families. Yeah, you're all pumped, and then you're like, and there's no money. Meanwhile, your kids and wives and your jobs are all lost back home. Your kids, your wives are wondering where you are, but you probably have no job when you get home.
Yeah.
Right? For goodness sakes. This Mr. James should probably get on that. It's not very nice, dude. These guys, they came and they required that money to get home. Okay, dude, give them their money. These guys are so committed to your tournament, James, that they came with no plan on how to get home other than that they had to win. Can you? I wish James is on this right now so I could like look him in the eye and be like, "Do you understand how much these guys bought into your tournament? That they came and they had no plan B. They had to win, and they came and they won, and now you're not going to pay them. And their wives and their kids are crying every night at home because you haven't given them their money." What if James was on this call? Hey guys, managed to get on your stream today as it's a local public holiday. Hey, what's up, Jared? Long time. It's been a long time because Jared is usually like super like involved with our YouTube videos that we post, and we haven't been posting that because, like I said, we lost the hard drive and yeah, awesome stuff. So when Tui gets back, Jared, we're gonna start filming again and start releasing more stuff. So actually, Jared, I met your mom and dad and sister at the airport the other day, so that was really cool. Yeah, I've never met your sister before, so that was a very nice surprise. Police pull over a man in Nebraska for driving with a bull in his front seat. Okay. What's up? What are you looking for? You're just hot? Oh.
Have my juice. Where's my juice?
Oh my goodness, guys. Wow, this guy really committed.
What?
Police in Nebraska pulled over a driver with unusual passenger, a giant bull named Howdy Doody. Police said there were clearly some traffic violations related to the incident. Dude, you know, there's guys like on this rugby team. This is in Nebraska. You know, there's the rugby team guys. There's, you know, this guy. They just really commit, you know? Buddy is so committed. Look at that. That is full commitment. Look at that, Seba.
He's so big.
Yeah, that's the biggest cow ever, hey?
Dad, this is the horns of him.
Yeah, this cow has the biggest horns.
Yeah.
Wait 1 second, everybody. I'm just gonna look up a couple more questions here.
Oh, geez, this.
What's my thought on the nuclear waste? I think you can drink that nuclear waste, so I'm not really that concerned about it. It's actually a fact. So we talked about that for the last couple weeks, but yeah, the nuclear waste is not that harmful to the environment. Hamza asked, "Are you ready for bigger and better things with global machinery?" Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We're excited. We're stoked.
We love working with them.
Yeah. So
actually, Hamza's dad, if you guys don't know, they own A. Hussein and Global Machinery, and they asked me to judge a beauty pageant or be on the panel of judges for the beauty pageant this next week for the Northern Festival. So
Friendly North. Yeah.
Saturday.
Beauty pageant.
Yeah. John's like, "What are you gonna wear?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't really have."
Sula Chamba, baby. And have a good meeting and talk about next steps where we're going together next.
Yeah, they're good people. We're working with them, and it's a rare person that you can have like a classic handshake agreement, and it requires honesty and trust, and I think that speaks volumes about them as people.
There's nothing wrong with contracts, and I think contracts are actually very, very good. And so there's just what we're saying is there's very, very few people that you can just do handshake deals with these days, and it be a win. I think I'm excited. I'm excited, and I'm not saying that it is all us or whatever, but I love that like the only brand new tractors I see being sold in Vanderlevo at least are farm tracks. I haven't seen a red one, and I won't say the name. I haven't seen a new red one in years. Like I haven't, but I see new farm tracks all the time on trucks and trailers. So
and they're a good tractor. So good.
Yeah, exactly. The red one. Okay, get this. I saw. There's a dealership in Fiji that sells the red one.
Okay.
They're selling a 90 horsepower model, and their 90 horsepower model is $140,000. The one that the farm truck 90 horsepower is half. It's like I think it's maybe Hamza can help me out here, but it's like 70,000. So you literally pay double. Like, I'm sorry, like
It's
the
not
red
work.
tractors, the red ones, they have a very good name. They're not made in the same place they used to be, but like, guys, it's not realistic anymore. So we're about to take over Fiji, Hamza, and I think we're doing it. So I'm glad to see all the farm track out there. So was Steph always keen for the move? She seems very supportive and embraced life in Fiji, which is fire. Yeah, like it's if you guys if you guys are on Instagram, you guys should go and check out like Alex and Layla
Yeah.
Hormozy. So they're a really, really cool business couple. And she is super powerful. You can tell that she really inspires him, and he always talks, praises for her. And but he has a way bigger name than she does. But like, yeah, I think me and Stephanie, we are not them, but I feel like we identify with them really, really strongly. Like life is hard no matter what. It would be silly for us to. It's silly. I think the reason why people get disappointed and frustrated is because they actually expect life to be like somewhat easy and enjoyable. But like, what if you actually expect it to be hard and a bit of a struggle, and then the enjoyable moments you just get to enjoy more because like it's not usually a great time. But like when you actually expect it to not be a great time, it's just life, and it's just a problem to work through. It's just something to solve. And so for us, like being here, it's just we have a goal, we have a mission, we're aligned on our dreams and aspirations. And it's like, yeah, Fiji's not easy all the time. The village isn't easy, but our kids thrive here and it's fun. And yeah, we are just so aligned, I think, on like what we want to do business wise and the direction. We both are like on the same path, walking in the same direction. And I don't actually know any other couples that are like, I feel like so solid, like with you.
Hmm.
And I think it's really special. I don't know. It's yeah, and we rushed into things. Maybe we didn't because we just knew too, though.
Rushed into what?
Like getting married, dating,
Oh, I don't feel
like
like we. But
but we're within like a year.
yeah,
Yeah,
is that rushing?
well, I don't know. It didn't feel like rushing because we just knew.
Well, and to actually answer the question, no, I was not always keen on living in Fiji. Fiji is a difficult place for, especially someone that grew up overseas, to come. Something that we keep talking about when we are in Canada, that culture is just so like everybody's just looking for comfort constantly.
Mm.
It's like comfort culture, and Fiji is, everybody has a different Fiji, but our Fiji is not comfortable. So I think it just took like our goals aligning in business, an opportunity to present itself for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm happy to be uncomfortable if I can achieve the goals that I would
Mm.
like to, and it seems possible in Fiji, and those goals would be almost impossible in Canada, or it would take like way more financial stability to be able to pull those off.
Mm.
And we weren't there yet. And I love change and excitement. And I think you were even more hesitant
Yeah,
to move than I
yeah,
was.
yeah. Like people are like, "Oh, Steph's so on board with like what you do," and I'm like, "Well, like it's more like I'm on board with what she does." Like, or like I don't know. I think we both equally feel like as called to what we're doing in the
Hmm.
moment as the other person, and also like it's nothing's forever, like right now we're on the ground, we're in the village, we're doing this, but like this won't be forever. Like we won't have to be in the coffee shop taking care of day-to-day like situations forever. Like we're gonna go to Suva and open a coffee shop there, and that will take us away from the village for a little bit. And so like you just do what you can in the moment and then not get stressed out about like what's going on. And so I've seen actually a couple questions here, like what's your goal 10 years from now, 5 years from now? Like I have a vision for 10 years, 9 years from now for our company. Like I want Waka to be the most innovative brand in the South Pacific by 2031. And personally, I want to have the Waka logo on the front of the Flying Fijians jersey. So like that's my vision. And beyond that, like I don't think about it that much because like we just have like we bite off little chunks every day to like get towards that. And so yeah, I think having goals is important, but it's not something that you should just like set and then get back to like
Important with goals is you need to financially align with what's happening.
right.
Because one thing that I see within my friend groups or people I watch is they both want to pursue something, but financially they're on different pages.
Mm,
They just can't spend their money, how much to spend, or what's that seems to be a battle between people. John and I were pretty frugal, and at the same time, like you have to spend money on certain and
yeah.
it's not a long conversation. Like it's pretty easy for us to go.
Like,
"Okay."
don't get us wrong, we spend a lot of money. It's all on stuff though.
Yeah.
Like it's all on like say what we just did. Like all these hats, like all the merch is costing us thousands of dollars. The camera equipment and the studio equipment we got is costing us thousands of dollars. And like we're like, I don't know, we don't like we went to Canada, so like that's where I guess spend our money is just like,
To see
is
family.
is in the moments, is on moment. But like
But I did spend 2 weeks.
because you were working, yeah, she was working for the cleaning company, with our cleaning company when she went back. And so go in front of the Fiji is love your guys' pioneering spirit. Yeah, the Roro is still itchy, I think. I don't even know if you've eaten Roro since the last video, somebody's asking.
No. I've decided I'm allergic to it.
Yeah, she just decided.
I don't like it. It makes me panic.
Yeah.
I have kale in Canada actually gives me like an anaphylactic reaction. And Roro feels the same to me. And so I'm like, the hospitals are not that good here for me to just test it out
Yeah.
too many times.
So yeah. Thank you guys for joining us today. This is our Friday on the mat. We will be back on Monday at 4:30. I hope I answered some of your guys' questions. This is fun. Thank you. Actually, I want to give a shout out to Ifremi. This was in junior. Thank you guys, Jess, normally always. Yeah, I love the comedic relief that we get. This is fun. So I'll see you guys back here on Monday at 4:30. Maybe we'll do a little competition, a little giveaway again on Monday. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys for joining us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Love you all.